So I'm gonna come and join you if you don't mind.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So let's do this.
Let's see. No good.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Enrique Montano, and I'm here for the Real Fight Girl and Auténtico Films. I'm here with Chris, the Heat Vanheerden.
Vanheerden.
Vanheerden. I'm usually pretty good at rolling my R's because I'm Mexican, but it's difficult when you have, you know, that accent.
Vanheerden. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man.
What a pleasure.
I'm gonna jump quickly into this. You know, I can't say I know a lot about you, but I know enough. One of the things that I find very inspiring is the fact that, you know, even through all your trials and tribulations, you are where you are now. I know you spoke about recently about being a top rank athlete. That was your dream, your father's
Dream and
dream.
vision as a kid.
And so can you please speak about, let's start right ahead with vision, from growing up all the way to your position here.
Yes, sir. Born and raised in South Africa, one of 13 kids. I've got 6 sisters with 7 boys. My father was a professional fighter back in the 80s. I grew up in South Africa and in Johannesburg, and it was a very tough upbringing. And when I said tough upbringing, it was one of those upbringings where you needed to learn how to protect yourself, defend yourself, and fight yourself out of trouble. And at a very young age, my dad introduced me to boxing. I didn't want to do it, man. It wasn't my passion. I like to say that I was a ladies' man, but also I was a very shy kid. You know, and fighting wasn't in my background. My brothers were all phenomenal athletes when it came to fighting. They all had that aggression. I didn't. So I grew up with my dad introducing me to boxing, forcing me to do boxing.
Yeah.
And as life can.
What was it that you liked doing instead of boxing?
No, I was just,
were a ladies' man, like you said.
Yeah, and I was good in school. You know, I wanted to become an accountant. That's what I wanted to become. I wanted to become an accountant. I thought I'm going to be going to college and study to become an accountant. That was my mindset while I was in school. And obviously, I'm doing it my whole life. I started boxing when I was 6 years old. You start as a kid, you start having dreams, you know. And growing up in South Africa, what I'm living right now in America, in Hollywood, in California, this is the type of things I only saw on television growing up. So to me, it was a world beyond my reach. It was like, wow, it's unreal. But eventually, you know, you see Vegas and you see Freddie Roach with Manny Pacquiao fighting in Vegas, and I started dreaming about me fighting in Vegas. I was like, one day I want to be there. One day I want to be there. And come 18 years old, I was ready to quit boxing and become an accountant. And my dad opened up to me. My dad's my best friend, was and will always be. We were like this, inseparable. We shared everything together, like secrets, and you know, he knows things about me and I know things about him. That father and son, that's the relationship we had. And my dad opened up to me, and only when my dad opened up to me at the age of 18, I fell in love with the sport of boxing. And I had this vision. I saw Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao on television, and I asked my dad, I said, Dad, do you think I can get there? And my dad said, yes. He said, absolutely, you got to believe it. But you can do it. You have all the qualities and abilities to be there one day. And that meant a lot to me, hearing it from my role model. My dad was my inspiration, my role model, the guy I looked up to. I wanted to be like my dad. And hearing it from him made me believe it. And then I started getting visions. You know, I would vision myself in Madison Square Garden. I would vision myself with Freddie Roach, Vegas, and I'm all about vision. Vision drives me. And if I close my eyes, I can see what I see. I can see where I see myself in my boxing career, in my personal life. And as long as I have that, I'm a Christian. I'm a man of faith. I'm a believer. And I believe that's God playing out in my vision. He's playing out my life for me. And I believe that. And because of that vision, I wake up in the morning, because every morning I still have that vision. The day I stop having that vision, that's the day I will stop boxing, because then why am I doing it? But as long as I have it, that's what drives me, is vision.
I want to touch back on when you were 18. So you started when you were 6 all up until you were 18. What was it that you got to that point where you were like, I don't want to do this anymore?
Just the whole aggression thing. I wasn't a fighter. I was scared. When it came to fighting, I was a scared kid that didn't want to fight.
Okay.
I would run away. I would hide. I would
fear.
The fear of fighting, the fear of getting beat up, and just I didn't have that aggression, that passion to fight.
Do you also think there was a bit of fear of like disbelieving yourself? Because then you say your dad opens up when you ask him to make it, and then he says yes, and I'm sure that
I knew I had something special because I had 97 amateur fights. I had 94 wins. 97, 94 wins. So I was winning. But my winning came because I was very scared of my dad because he was a very strict dad. And I wanted to be in his good books. I wanted to impress my dad. I wanted to keep him happy. So that's why I won.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't enjoy fighting, I would win only because I knew what would happen if I lose. Because my dad was one of those guys that was all about winning, which is, a lot of people say, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
But hey, for some people it's bad, for some people it worked. In my case, that's what motivated me. So I would win. So I had no lack of belief. I believe I've got something. It's just, boxing is a lonely sport. It's a very tough sport. It's a very hard sport. And I just didn't want to do it. Yeah. Like forever. I was like, I don't want to go through all this.
Yeah, of course. It's funny just in these brief moments right now, my dad was the same way. I started playing when I was 3, and I don't want to take up your camera time, but it's just so relatable because my father is the same way. You know, thankfully he's still with me. But I grew up and he was like, you better do this. There were some games where I would score 5 goals and he was like, why don't you score 6?
That's it. That's it.
So I was like, alright. So I got to a point like yourself when you were 18, I was 15 and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was like, you have to. And in Spanish he said, you have to because I've invested all my time in you and I believe in you. And that's when I was like, oh,
that's big, man.
Shit, like I gotta do this.
Yeah.
And then when you talk about vision, I was the same way. Once I got to high school and after high school I went to play college. And the same thing happened to me. I was like, well, I don't know if I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I talked to my dad, I called him up. He's like, you can do it. You just got to put in the work and believe in yourself.
Believe.
And so it just happened. So I'm a big believer in vision as well. And you know, funny enough, a year ago when I stopped playing soccer, I said, well, you know what? I want to do something with photography and video. I've always loved it.
Look at you now.
And look at me now. I'm sitting here with Chris, the Heath,
Vanheerden. Yeah, man. You know, it comes down to vision. But to have that vision, it comes down. You have to believe. You have to believe with everything in you that you know. If I tell you, I grew up in South Africa in a small town called Vanheerden, and I would speak and say, I'm going to go to America, I'm going to fight a match with them, I'm going to go to Vegas, I'm going to headline Vegas, I'm going to, Freddie Roach is going to be my coach. And people would look at me like I'm crazy. Because no one has done it. People don't do it. Especially growing up in South Africa, we got such a comfort zone mindset that no one wants to get out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Very few do.
And I heard you talk about that, how you wanted to come out of South Africa into the United States because you were a champion in South Africa.
Yeah.
And everyone was basically pointing fingers saying,
I was a world champion.
You're just champion here.
I was a world champion. I defended my world title 3 times. I just beat Matthew Atton and just went 12 rounds with Canelo at Vegas. Still, people looked at me and were like, yeah, but you got a home decision, like it's home advantage and all of that. And I'm all about inspiring people because this world needs that.
Absolutely.
Okay? And I said, you know what, my vision has been California. My vision has been my California since I was 18, 19 years old. I said, this is the only thing that will make me happy, but I want to do it for me, and I want to do it to prove to these youngsters that you can do whatever you put your mind out there to do. It does not matter where you're from in this world. It depends on what you believe and what you're willing to put in. And I want to be that example and prove to them that, hey, even though you're from a small town in South Africa, you can reach these things. You can shake these people's hands. And I did it. And my fan base back home is 10 times bigger for what I've done.
Yeah.
But vision but you have to believe that you are deserving of whatever comes your way.
I love that, man. And I want to ask because, you know, especially in sports nowadays, you know, you see the Kobe Bryants, you see the Canelo Alvarez, you see all these big athletes, even including yourself. And people don't see the work, the struggle. People point fingers. It's very easy to say he lost, you know, he's a loser, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit from your obviously personal experience in being 11 years now professional?
12
years. 12 years. What does it take to be at your level?
Hard work. You gotta work in overtime. It takes hard work. It takes believing in yourself. It takes, you gotta cut out those negative people, because like you just said, we are gonna come across so many negative people that has no idea what an athlete puts their body, what they put themselves mentally through, and they will judge you no matter what. You gotta find that part where you can cut this out. Don't take it in. Let it be. And just stay in your lane. It takes tremendous belief and hard work.
I love a quote that you say, it takes 10 years to...
Sometimes it takes 10 years. Sometimes it takes 10 years. I'm getting goosebumps, man, because you're just bringing back memories. Okay. Sometimes it takes 10 years for that 1 year to come around to change your life.
It's a great quote.
My whole life, I've dreamt of fighting for TopRank. My whole life, I believed so strongly that one day I will end up with TopRank, because my dad told me you will be able to. When I was 19 years old, I watched Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao fighting in Vegas, and my dad said, you can do it, my son. And I never started, and I would walk around and say, one day I'm going to fight for TopRank, one day I'm going to fight for TopRank. And it took me 11 years, 11 and a half years. But I came here in 2014 as a world champion, and I went to TopRank's office, and I was shown away. Little did I know it, because the management team I was with then was no good. They pushed for too much, and TopRank pointed me away. But that did not break my vision. That did not break my will to and my belief. And I still believed. I said, you know what? I'll get there. And then I lost my only fight in my career, really, and that's to Errol Spence, the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in my books. And then it didn't look so clearly at all anymore. It looked like my career is done, but I still believe. And today, I'm signed with TopRank because of my vision and belief. And it took me 11 and a half years, but it's true. You just gotta keep showing up.
Yeah.
No matter what, keep showing up. Today it's not happening, it's okay. Come back tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow it's not happening, it's okay. Come back. It might take a year, it might take 10 years, but keep showing up.
I love that you say that. I love how you just showed up to the TopRank office and just, hey, I'm here. And then they said no interest. And then you came back.
No
and
interest.
You're here again. But you know what? That says a lot about yourself, because I guarantee you 99 out of 100 people won't show up.
That's it.
You know,
that will break their will. That will break them.
Apply to a job and say that's my job. Like, hopefully they call back.
But
you showed up, and then they said no. You came back, and now you're here.
That's it. And I had that vision as 19 years old, and it shows you, man. If you just believe and keep showing up, you can turn any vision dream into reality.
Mike Lee just fought for a title fight. He fights out of here.
Yeah.
We were just with him not so long ago. He just posted today on Instagram a photo of him on the canvas.
Yeah.
And a quote, you know, don't quote me, but it basically said, a failure is he who gets knocked down and doesn't get up.
That's it.
Talk to me a little, go ahead.
Failing, listen to this.
Yeah.
Failing, people need to take this and listen to what I'm saying. Failing does not make you a failure. People need to stop believe that failing makes them a failure. Because failing at something is just one way, it didn't work. The moment you give up, that's failure. So people need to stop letting other people make them feel like failures when they fail at something the first time. As long as you keep trying, as long as you stand off that canvas, no one can call you a failure. And that's a big thing that's in my life. It's like, I might fail today, but give no one the right to call you a failure. If I come back tomorrow, how dare you call me a failure? And that's a big thing for me.
Denzel Washington says, big movie star, he says, get knocked down 7 times get back up 8.
That's it.
So, talk to me a little bit about the whole mentality aspect, because you mentioned, it's a big part of the game, especially for an athlete. What is there anything, maybe something your dad told you or something that you picked up over the years that just helps you reset?
Oh, absolutely. The mind is everything. Change your mind and you can change your life. Like I just said today, your mind is so powerful. People need to realize how powerful the mind is. You can think yourself into depression. You can think yourself into misery. You can think yourself into failure.
You can think yourself into riches.
You can think. That's how strong the mind is. Change your mind and you can change your life. So mind is everything to me. Look here, everyone in my field in boxing at the level I am, the guy I'm going to fight, he worked hard. And I know he trained hard. So what advantage do I have over him? The mindset, the mentality. That's the only thing. I know he's going to work hard, but who's going to break first? And that's something I got from my dad. My dad made me, that's why when I get in the ring, I'm ready. I'm confident. I don't doubt myself. Because I know what I've done. My dad told me, he said, my son, this is a very dangerous sport. It's a very lonely but very dangerous sport. And rest in peace to the 2 fighters that just passed away, because that's what this sport will do. It will take your life in a heartbeat. And my dad said, work your butt off. Whatever you do, be the hardest working guy in the freaking room. And that's where I get my confidence from. That's where I get my mindset from, is because I know that I work. I know to put in the work. And that gives me a mental edge and comfort that everything is going to be okay. Like, I'm going to lose, it's because I lost to a better guy or my mind wasn't right. But not because I'm out of shape, because I will work my butt off.
Would you agree, since we're in this topic of mentality, just seeing how things are happening around the world, do you think a lot of people lack that mental strength? Or,
Yes.
What can you do?
Yes,
what can we do in order to
A lot of people
fix that?
lack, nice, good question. A lot of people lack belief. They lack that mental edge of believing in themselves. And I'm going to talk about my home country, South Africa. Kids don't, you need to see someone do something in order to believe it.
Absolutely.
That's the mentality. It's like, oh, he's doing it, I can do it. Kids in South Africa, even myself at one point, we have a very small kind of mindset, like a comfort zone mindset, like we don't believe we can do something, we can do it in our comfort zone, but are we really good enough to do it outside? And that's the mentality. And that's why I'm here today, because I want to break that. And I want to show them, like, in order for them to believe, they need to see another South African doing it. And then they can believe it. So what can we do is talk about it. We need to reach out. We need to step out of our comfort zones and show them what could be done, and then bring awareness to what can be good, what can be done. And that's another thing that drives me is knowing I can change. Even if I change one people's life in a room full of 1,000 people, if there's one guy that can come to me and say, I needed that, thank you, I'm satisfied.
Well, I'll tell you what, just from knowing about you, literally 2 days, you've already made a huge impact on my life.
It means a lot.
Simply because, and I'm not saying this for the camera, this is just me and you talking right now. Your inspiration, your desire not only to succeed for yourself, but for other people, like you just said, to help your people back in your country, to show them that you can do more than just what is there. And I think more than anything, I can relate to you so much because I'm from a small town as well. And at the time when I was growing up, there was only one guy who was a professional soccer player.
So hard. That's it.
Just one guy. And it's a population of 85% Mexican, and we all play soccer. And it's like there was no one, and it literally took that one guy. His name is David Estrada. He's still playing professional.
And he changed your mindset.
Absolutely.
That's exactly it.
So I want to ask you, when you were growing up, who was that someone? I mean, you're coming from
South Africa. We have,
Mandela.
let me tell you this, we have so much talent in that country. We had phenomenal world champions in that country. We had our very first heavyweight champion of the world was Harry Kutsia. Jerry Kutsia, I'm getting goosebumps. Harry Kutsia knocked out Spinks in Montreal. I think it was in Monte Carlo in 1 or 2 rounds and won the heavyweight championship of the world as South African. Muhammad Ali quoted and said, "I will not fight over 10 rounds." And this is the thing, he was a world champion but he had asthma. And Muhammad Ali had praised him and said, "Over 10 rounds, I will not fight you. You will beat me over 10 rounds because that's how good you are. But over 15, you have no chance because he knew, he said, you have asthma. I will beat you over 15 rounds." And so I had people that motivated me. We had the Francois, the white buffalo boxer who fought Mike Tyson. He fought both Klitschko's. He fought Lennox Lewis. He was a guy. We had Brian Mitchell that defended his world titles because of the state of my country back then, apartheid. He was not allowed to fight in his own country. He was a world champion for South Africa, but he had to defend his world title outside of South Africa 13 times. It was a role model. Dingon Tubela, Baby Jake McCullough. We have Sebastian Rothman. Man, I can go on. We have. So I had role models. I had Philip Ndu fought Floyd Mayweather. I remember being a kid of 16 years old when Philip Ndu got ready to fight Floyd. I had that, but it ended, and that's why kids don't do it anymore. And then I was like, hey, I looked at my dad and I said, "Dad, who do we have?" No, and I couldn't pick no one. I said, "Dad, I'm gonna pack my bags. I'm gonna go try it because I'm not happy. I'm living a life that I have money, I have cars, I have girls, I have fame in South Africa." And I was like, but I'm so sad because I wake up every morning, I'm thinking of America, and I gotta go. And my dad was the only guy that was gonna stop me. That's how close we were. And I said, "Dad, can I go?" My dad said, "I'll go drop you off at the airport." That was all I needed.
That's great. Talk to me a little bit about your country. Great country, a lot of
beautiful country, man. South Africa is a beautiful, beautiful country. I'm proudly South African. I will say it over and over. I carry my flag, but the state of my country has turned around 360, and with what's going on in my country now, people are not aware. Very few people are aware of what the state in South Africa is at the moment, and there's a lot of hatred. There's a lot of killings. There's a lot of racism more than ever now, and people are being murdered for no reason. Not for no reason. People are being murdered, and I'm going to be straightforward, for the color of their skin. That's it. I'm a victim now. I never thought I would be in this position. I lost my dad 7 months ago. Yeah, going for 8 months. 8 months ago. 8 months ago. I lost my dad 8 months ago. He was shot in his back. He was murdered. And I'm a victim, and I need to bring awareness because I've still got over 60 siblings back in South Africa, and I don't know when I'm going to get that next phone call. And lives are being taken only because of the color of your skin. And I want to bring awareness. So I fight for so much more. I want to see, man, I'm not a racist. I've never been. That's not how I was raised. I'm all about love. And I'm fighting for the people of South Africa that wants to see equality, people that want to see love, peace, whether it's black, white, I don't care what color you are. If you fight, if you want peace and hug, and we have that. We've seen that in the World Cups with the sport, how we embrace each other. But at this moment, farmers are being murdered one by one. Just last week, 11 farmers was murdered and the headline was the last 100 hours. 11 farmers were murdered because they come to your land and they want your land. And they say, "Give me your land." "No, okay, I'm going to kill you." And they kill you. The politicians, and I'm going to say this out loud, the EFF and the BLF are two political parties that stands on a podium. And Google these things. I'm not making these things up. Google it. The EFF and the ANC, the BLF are standing on a podium with a microphone and they're shouting on national television, "Kill him. Kill the white man. If he doesn't want to give it to you, cut his throat." No one is doing nothing about it. It's motivated. So, and I want to say this: the man that killed my dad, I don't hate him. I don't feel any hatred towards him. I don't blame him because it's brainwash. If you put on the TV and you see it every day that you are being told to go do it, you're getting brainwashed. And people feel okay to do it. I just want to see this guy pay for what he did, and that's take another man's life, take my dad's life, and I just want him to pay for what his actions was. I don't hate this guy, and I think I will be able to forgive this guy if he pays for what he's done. And this is the state of South Africa. It's almost a year. This guy is still sitting at home. He killed my dad on footage. There's footage of him pulling out a gun and shooting my dad in his back. And the guy's sitting at home. There's no justice system. But I don't hate it. I don't feel any negativity to it. I just want him to pay for it, and I will forgive him. I will forgive him. And not a lot of people are going to like me for saying this, but if I want to lead by example, if I want to be an example, I'm a Christian, I'm proud of it. I had to go through trials and tribulations to find my Christianity. I did, and I'm proud that I'm a Christian, I'm a Jesus lover. And for me to lead by example, how can I hate this man if I talk about peace? How can I hate this man if I talk about love? And honestly, I don't. And not a lot of people are going to like me for saying this, but I don't. And I don't. I will forgive him. I will. I just need him to pay for what he's done. I know that my dad is in a better place. And that gives me peace. My dad's now with me more than ever. So people need to go Google, just do yourself a favor and just go on the internet and just Google the state of South Africa, what is happening at the moment, the murders, the farmer murders, the reason of your skin, why you're being murdered. Just go Google these things and you will be shocked. You will be shocked.
It's crazy, man. Like I told you, I'm Mexican, and I truly believe that a lot of this has to do with the remorse that people hold. In your case, to me, it's incredible. Even after your dad was taken from you, how you have the love to forgive this person.
Absolutely.
So, I want to encourage people to do the same.
Yes.
Even after the slavery and all these things, you have to look past that.
If we can't live in the past, then we will never go forward.
Yes.
And you're right. Too many people live in this remorse, this past issues, and they raise their kids of today with that mentality, and it's wrong. The life, in order, you got to forgive. It's a hard thing to do, but you have to. You have to, because at the end of the day, this is what it is. No one are being more affected than you yourself.
Yeah.
Because let's say me and you have a dispute. You did something and it hurt me. And I think about it every day. It will affect my daily day. You might not even think about it. Your life goes on. And I'm holding this grudge. It's defeating me. It's ruining my life. You need to forgive. I don't say forgive and hug and go take you out for coffee. Just forgive. And just don't let it affect your life.
Love it, man. As far as your next 3 years, you talk about vision all the time.
August 17th. It's every fight from now. Every fight from my last fight is the most important fight of my career because I'm with the biggest promotion in the world, TopRank, Bob Arum, which to me is a blessing and a vision coming true. I'm fighting August 17th at the Bank of California Stadium, LA downtown, a TopRank card, ESPN Plus. It's going to be amazing. I'm fighting a tough Russian kid, 33-2. I'm 27-2. A very important fight for my career. When I beat this kid, I'm in line for a world title eliminator or a world title. It can go anywhere, but that's how close I am again. And so every fight from here on forward since my last one is the most important fight of my career, and I'm focused on it. And I said that one day I'll come to America and I'll fight for world title again. And I wanted to prove it because of the people labeling me as a world champion. I said, okay, I'll go to America and I'll do it all over again. And this is how close I am, and 1-2 fights away from it. My manager is Peter Khan, amazing human being, working so hard for me, and fortunate to have him in my corner. And just August 17th, man. If you're in LA, I know you're in LA, you gotta come and watch it. August 17th. Bank of California Stadium. I'm ready to put up a show.
Yeah. You know that a big soccer team, LAFC, plays in
Yes,
that
that's
stadium,
it. This is the first time.
After you win that match, maybe have them invite you to a soccer game.
Please do. No, I'm very serious, man. Please do. Please do. First time TopRank puts a show up there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
Great venue.
amazing. I went to fetch tickets and I'm getting goosebumps just driving.